Hello there. Today, here we are in Beltham. I know I've got a lovely woolly hat on. Winter's definitely coming on its way, and I'm here to film the second part of my YouTube video. So here goes. Right, walking along a cycle path now, and here's at the end where the Beltham line would be. All this area here, most of it was a brickworks, but down here was also used for parking stuff like tractors, for example, that David Brown used to use. And we'll see what's what. Nowadays it's just all been pulled down. It's a supermarket. So yeah, at last this time I remembered to press record. Right, here we are in Beltham, at the opposite end of the line, like I promised. That building that's roughly in the middle of the shot, that's where the old train station used to be. There'll have been a brickworks where the car park is, along with some parking, and then I believe this supermarket here and the houses behind where the goods yard used to be, along with more parking for the tractors to go down the line. So I'm going to walk down these steps. Not going to video that because I've already tried doing that and broke my neck, nearly broke my neck once. So I'll catch you in a bit. Well, here we are, typical housing estate. At the end of the day, any land that's not being used, they want to build houses on these days, which I get. But we're still in what would have been part of the goods yard. And technically would be right on the side of it. But at least we've done something useful here. Yes, it's not overgrown. Yes, it's not going to get lost. I've turned it into a cycle path. Now, a cycle path in itself, you'd expect to get a lot of use. This one don't get that much. It's mainly dog walkers, etc. But why not? If it's there, use it. And I think if things aren't being used for one thing, they should be repurposed for another. There's some lovely houses at the side, but with there being houses, you know, where people live, last thing I want to do is point the camera that way. But yeah, we have coming up in front of us something that was used by David Brown's. And as the railway run through here, I don't know whether it had been used when the railway was still going or afterwards. My guess is it was used afterwards. And this goes back to the whole repurposing thing. You might see in front of me, hold on, wobbling a lot, bring you up to my side, my eye line. I've been holding you down at my chest because it's been less embarrassing. We have what looks like a circle. Now, you think, no, yeah, it's a circle, what's your point? all of the stuff planted here and what have you. It was also used for some of the testing on David Brown's tractors before they got bought out by Case. But again, while I'm saying this, David Brown's does still exist, but not as you might think. Right. Looks rather weird, does this? But I'll look at the cross section, it might make more sense, because right in the middle would have been a pivot point, which is there. And what they will have done, they'll have sent tractors going around in the circle. Sorry, just getting that while I'm walking around here. Because again, you can see the picture in the bottom corner where it all ended. And up there, that backs up the theory of the goods yard. I don't know where that sunlight's coming from. Ah, right, it's not sunlight, it's that flash we're on for some reason. But yeah, that's kind of a map of the railway and a bit of Beltham. Early photos of Beltham train station. In 1949, and again with all the tractors. I'd actually said it slightly wrong. The goods yard, the tractors came in at the front end. Right, okay. But yes, some of the early examples. And some of the pictures there in the middle of what this turntable was used for. But yeah, Deli Falls. Yeah, my son's always going there, and he really shouldn't, it's a dangerous place. And the last one, some of the things you kind of expect to see around here. Not necessarily on this walk, but yeah, there's a good few things there. So, I'll pause you at that. Right, and here we go again. Just leaving where the turntable was. And as you can see, it's a nice long stretch. Cuttings are fairly high, and again I think at this end, after it had come out the siding, it would have soon gone down to a single line. I suppose I'm coming up to a choice in a second. I can either carry on down the railway line, or I can cut across the fields and show you some more of David Brown's, which I think have been more beneficial. I think that goes on there for another mile. I don't think you need to see a mile all of the same stuff. So I think we'll head across here. You can see part of what's now the carpet mill over there. Now this is where I get a little bit confused. In theory that could be part of the old David Brown factory, because we're now down at a place called Beltham Mills. But it's more likely that that was built or towards the end of David Brown's, and that's the red building in the back I'm talking about. The stone building at the side I know did belong to David Brown's at one point, and it's now the David Brown I'm trying to think, it's not museum, kind of, well, no, I will call it a museum, David Brown Museum, and it's also shows you many people in the area have still got tractors working from when David Brown's were here. But just because we can't go in don't mean, oh no, I won't put the camera over. But again, when you've got bases of chimneys, I do mean bases, because that'd have gone up a good probably 150 foot originally, if not more. But I suppose the point is I should come down one day . Well, I think I've just heard people in the building. I might go and investigate, see what's what. But before I do, that's something you don't see every day. A cobbled road. Except for this day, it's a private cobbled road. So, I'll pause it and see what's what. Right, back again, and this is part of the red building I was on about, but we're going in that direction, across to Beltham Mills Road. The point of this is, and the reason why I've shown you the sign, when I can get across the road. This is where I believe the David Brown factory was. And also, the thing that gets me about the David Brown factory, not necessarily that part, I believe that most of this is the David, you know, along where David Brown factory used to be, and during World War II, sorry, I'll say that again because of the noise of the truck. During World War II, a lot of that, the building, the roof was painted like grass, and it had got cows painted on the ceiling, and this was a vain attempt into stopping it getting bombed. But although Hitler's bombers couldn't reach this far, some of the smaller planes could. And the point being is that in this area, because not only David Brown's painted cows on the roof and God knows what else, a lot of other factories around the area did as well. And they managed to get a plane to do a leaflet drop saying that Hitler was coming to milk the cows. And of course, everybody who lived around here knew what that meant. In some of the pictures on part 1 were a very tall building, and that very tall building, although it still exists, isn't very tall anymore. You can see in front of me a red big building that originally was part of the David Brown factory. I can guarantee that part. And although it's a lot shorter and got a car park on top of it now, that used to be, I think, about 6 stories high.